So the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns now have a super team. They got Odell Beckham Jr. in free agency, and they got young star Baker Mayfield with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward on the other side of the ball. They're literally predicted to make the playoffs and maybe even go to the Super Bowl. And this is in Baker, Denzel, and Chubb's second year. But I'm going to tell you guys how they could have had a super team like back in 2009 or something. I could have had a way better team and not have to wait so long. And that's all coming up next. So it all starts with the 2009 NFL Draft. So the Cleveland Browns had the 5th overall pick. And being the Browns at that time, they thought it was a good idea to trade it to the Jets. And the Jets ended up getting Mark Sanchez, so they didn't really profit off the 5th pick. But what I think they should have did was they should have went out and got Malcolm Jenkins, who's literally now one of the best safeties in the league. And, he's just doing crazy stuff for the Eagles. He's now, 30, 31. He's literally still good at an older age. So I think they should have got Malcolm Jenkins with the 5th pick. And then I like what they did back with the with the 21st pick. They got Alex Mack, a really good center from California. I think it was really good. So what I think they should have did back in 2009 was get Alex Mack and get Malcolm Jenkins. So they would have had a star safety and a good, reliable center on their team already. So now we're at the 2010 NFL Draft, and they had the 7th pick, and I don't really disagree with their first-round option because they did get Joe Hayden, who's a really good cornerback. And you would, pair Joe Hayden with Malcolm Jenkins would be really good. So, excuse me. So what they did, though, that I don't really like, that could have helped them probably win a championship, was in the second round with the 38th pick, the Browns took T.J. Ward. T.J. Ward, he's, not that good anymore. He's, literally a nobody. And what... I'm sorry. And what I think they should have did was they should have got Rob Gronkowski. So they got, with the 38th pick, they got T.J. Ward, and then literally 4 picks later, the Patriots got Rob Gronkowski, who was the best tight end in the league until he retired. So they would have, at this point in time, in this alternate universe, they would have Malcolm Jenkins, Alex Mack, Joe Hayden, and Rob Gronkowski on their team. Okay, now we're at the 2011 NFL Draft, and the Cleveland Browns pulled a dumb move again. They had the 6th overall pick in a loaded draft, literally superstar talent, like Cam Newton, Von Miller, Pat Pete, Julio, J.J. Watt, all these guys. And they traded their pick to the Falcons, and the Falcons ended up getting Julio Jones. So, what I think they should have done was they should have kept their pick, and of course y'all are gonna say they should get Julio Jones, but I'm gonna disagree with that, and they shouldn't get Julio Jones because they could get literally one of the best pass rushers in the league. J.J. Watt. Literally, J.J. Watt is probably, if he was, a couple years ago, he was probably the best in the league at pass rushing. And, so you'd be like, but Ethan, why would they get J.J. Watt and Jabril Shears, in the first and second round? So in the second round, instead of getting Jabril Shears, I think they could get... Well, it's really between, because there wasn't that many, good people. So, I would say, it would be between, if it was up to me, it would be between these three. Randall Cobb, Shane Vereen, and a backup for Gronk, Kyle Rudolph. But if I was those three, I would probably say Shane Vereen. So yeah, Shane Vereen. So right now in this alternate timeline, they have Malcolm Jenkins, who's progressed already. They got Alex Mack, who's probably a top center by now. They got Gronk and Joe Hayden, and now they have J.J. Watt and who did I say? Shane Vereen. So in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns traded up to the third pick from the fourth pick with the Vikings. They just swapped picks. And the Browns selected Trent Richardson, who we all know his story. And who I think they should have got. They definitely should have got Luke Kuechly at defense. So that literally pairs the best middle linebacker with the best defensive end. And they have literally the best front seven. So they got all-star Luke Kuechly. And then with their second pick, they got Mitchell Schwartz. And that's actually a really good pick. I don't disagree with that. They can build for that quarterback they'll be getting, and I'll explain that to you in a little bit. So in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns had the 6th overall pick, and they took Barkevius Mingo, defensive end from Louisiana State, and who I think they should have got, which is a real game changer. He's actually a 99 overall, Madden 20, one of the 4, is DeAndre Hopkins. Literally the best receiver in the NFL. Like, for real. He's literally put up crazy numbers, make crazy catches. No one plays like him. An absolute game changer. So in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns had the 4th pick, but they traded it to the Bills, and the Bills ended up getting Sammy Watkins, who's only good for a short amount of time. And what I would have did with the 4th pick with Cleveland is I would have took the best, literally the best player in the whole NFL. Aaron Donald. Literally disruptive. Literally, I think depending on like the offensive line, if you're like a really bad team and you have a really sucky offensive line, you'll probably need 3 guys if you triple block him, he could probably still even get pressure. That's how good he is. He's just disruptive, and so the Browns would get a really good piece of the puzzle right there. And then they had the 8th pick, and they got Justin Gilbert. I don't even know who that is, so he probably wasn't even good. And who I think they should have got was OBJ. And you're like, but Ethan, he comes to them anyway. Why would you even say that? You'll see. This team's gonna be stacked because there's gonna be another. I'm telling you, there's gonna be probably a couple more receivers, maybe 3 more receivers coming in. Like they'll have a full roster of like receivers and corners and stuff. You'll see. In the 2015 NFL Draft, I was gonna say, so they had the 12th pick. They ended up picking Danny Shelton, who's not a terrible player, but he's not the best either. So I was gonna say they get Todd Gurley, but then I realized he was the 10th pick and they had the 12th pick. So I say who I would get. I would get Byron Jones, who plays for the Cowboys. He's a cornerback, and he has incredible leaping abilities. Like if you watch his combine tape, he can jump so high. I think he even like had a world record at one point or something. I don't know. He just had crazy jumping abilities. So here in 2016, the Cleveland Browns had the 2nd overall pick, and they traded it to the Eagles, and that's how the Eagles got Carson Wentz. But if I was the Cleveland Browns, I would keep my pick, and I would get Jalen Ramsey, the Florida State defensive back, who's literally now the best cornerback in the league. So now our team is really stacked. And, they also had another first-round pick. It was, let me see, hold on. It was the 15th pick. And who I said they should get for the 15th pick is Kenny Clark, who's turning into a nice superstar now. He's really good inside, run stuff and stuff. So you could pair him up with Aaron Donald and they would just dominate. So in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns had the first overall pick and they selected Myles Garrett, who will be like probably in a couple of years, like after like the good people that are old, after they like retire in the NFL, he'll be the best defensive end in the league. And like you can't go wrong with Myles Garrett, but I wouldn't draft him. And because there's a new quarterback who won cover athlete for Madden NFL 20, and his name is Patty Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes, he will get drafted instead of Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett will go to the Chiefs instead. So, yeah, we get Pat Mahomes with the first overall pick. And then they had another pick down the road. With the 25th pick, they selected Jabril Peppers. And I think I'd like to change that. Instead of getting Jabril, they'll switch it with the Falcons and get Takk McKinney to join Luke Kuechly's side and have a massive defense. And then later down that, in the first round, that's the 29th pick, they got David Njoku, who isn't the worst tight end. He's actually doing really good now. But you're probably wondering, hey, we still have Gronk. Like, we don't need Njoku. But I was like, we need a backup tight end because at this point, Gronk's a little older now. So we're going to need to, like, prepare because he retired just this past year. And this is 2017, so, yeah. The 2018 NFL Draft, the first pick, for real, was Baker Mayfield. But we already got Mahomes. We got him last year. So the first pick in the NFL Draft will be Shane Vereen's replacement, Saquon Barkley. Saquon goes to the Browns, everyone. And with the fourth pick, they got Denzel Ward. But instead of Denzel, like, we already got 3 good corners. Like, we're set. So instead of getting Denzel, we're going to get Quentin Nelson, the Indianapolis Colts guard. He's really going to boost this lineup. We also got other linemen we acquired from trades and stuff like that. So he'll just add to the line. He's a really good pick, and that's why I selected him here. So last season, this is the last season of this video. So it's the 2019 NFL Draft. What happened? It happened just a couple months ago. So y'all know Odell got traded from the Giants to the Browns, and the Browns gave up their first round pick. But since we already got Odell in this alternate universe, we have our pick back, and we don't draft anyone. Stick with me, we don't draft anyone. We get the other man who got traded in the NFL, Mr. Big Chest, Antonio Brown, joins the team. And I just think that's crazy. And then the second round pick, Greedy Williams. You can't go wrong with him. So Greedy joins the defense. And Antonio Brown joins the offense. And that's pretty much it. And we'll probably have more Super Bowls than the Patriots with this team right now. Okay, guys. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to leave a like. And if you're new, please subscribe. And tell me your thoughts about this Browns team, and tell me if there's any players that like left out, or like what you would do if you were the Browns GM. And stay blessed. Peace.